More boring matches in international front. I thought it was going to be a bit exciting with Spain and Portugal, and thought maybe Broya would be playing for Albania. But no, that's not the case. But there was a banger from Sesko, but that's not what we're here to talk about. It's just, it's not worth talking about international football. There's a lot of things to talk about from Chelsea front, however. So let's get on with this.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. It's another edition of the Chelsea News Blitz. Lots of conversation in regards to Trevoh Chalobah. So let's talk about this right away. First up, this is what's going on. Graham Potter used Trevoh Chalobah in midfield in a behind closed doors friendly last week. That was against Brighton, I believe, where we ended up winning 2-1 or something like that, where both the goals were scored by Chukwuemeka. And in recent video, we've said, why not utilize Chalobah as a potential DM? I mean, he definitely has the capacity to do that. He's done it previously, I believe, in France. His ball playing ability is very decent and it's very underrated. Like, not many people talk about it. There were some really delicious passes that he produced from RCB position last season, and he looks quite comfortable in there. So, look, for me, I'm glad Graham Potter is doing this. We've been told that Graham Potter sees Trevoh Chalobah as a potential number 6 at the base of midfield, as well as a ball-playing defender. Ball-playing defender is one that we know he's quite capable of doing that. He definitely needs to improve a lot more, but he definitely has the skill set to do that. But yeah, base of the midfield as a defensive midfielder. Look, I've got no issues, and as I said, I've recently stated that in my videos that we could potentially use him there. He's versatile. We should be looking into utilizing there. Until we find a solution. We can't be using Jorginho match in, match out and burning him out. However, I do have one thing to say about this. If we're going to use Trevoh Chalobah as the deepest midfielder, the base of that midfield, it's very important you have ballers on the right, on the left, and all around him. This won't work if you have players that are not so comfortable with the ball often. So, I'm not saying Chalobah is not good on the ball, but he's not going to be a Jorginho. He's not going to be able to control the tempo of the midfield, control the tempo of the match in itself, as well as Jorginho does. Yes, Jorginho has flaws as well, which maybe Chalobah can negate, but Chalobah will have his own flaws playing as the deepest midfielder with the ball at times because he's not as polished as Jorginho. Not bad, but just not as polished. So, for example, you cannot have Trevoh Chalobah as the deepest midfielder and then also have Conor Gallagher as the RCM, let's just say for an argument's sake. Because Conor Gallagher with possession needs to develop as well. You cannot have two players that are not completely there as yet. You can't have also Trevoh Chalobah, Conor Gallagher, Mason Mount. You can't, because Mason Mount doesn't necessarily always drop deep and help out with build-up as well. Mason Mount is more of a direct player. So the combination has to be right. If you're going to use Trevoh Chalobah, you're going to have to use Kovacic as one of the outlets at a bare minimum in the LCM position. And then you may have a Mason Mount or an N'Golo Kante, which we'll touch on, or a Ruben Loftus-Cheek. But it becomes that much, required to have Kovacic on the left side because you need someone to help out. And then equally, the back three, they're all going to be very, very comfortable in playing the ball out from defense. So very important we think about this. As I said, I've got no issues with this. I absolutely like it. You let me know, ladies and gentlemen, how you feel about Trevoh Chalobah as a number 6. I think it will allow our midfielders to push forward a little bit more, knowing Trevoh can be robust, dynamic, side to side in defense without the ball and protecting the CBs, and it will allow the CBs at times to bomb forward, and Chalobah can move into those areas and cover for them. So, I've got no issues with Trevoh Chalobah playing in those areas in that particular position, but who we give in and around him is very, very important. Now, next up, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea are willing to accept a transfer fee as low as 31.5 million for Christian Pulisic. Look, I'm going to be honest, right? I want to see this guy succeed at Chelsea Football Club. I really do. I really do. But he has to put in the efforts. I've just watched the USA international match against Saudi Arabia, and I'm left baffled, like thinking, what is Pulisic's role in USA? Like, what is he meant to do? Barely any play goes through him. It's not like he's terrorizing the defense from the left side. I don't understand USA's tactics as well, their strategy, and a lot of people are saying, oh, it's the coach there as well. Like, I mean, surely we can't be blaming all these other people all the time when we talk about Christian Pulisic. No, it's not his fault. It's this guy's fault, that guy's fault, this person's fault, that. But like, I want Christian Pulisic to succeed at Chelsea Football Club, but he needs to produce big time. This season is a crucial season for him. What is our expectation? I feel like at least if we can get 10 goals from him and maybe 5 to 10 assists like that, this is his fourth season. We've got to be expecting that. Now, on top of that, if he's not getting the game time, well, then it's very difficult. But if he's not getting the game time, that gives you a more of a, I suppose, indication that he probably doesn't need to stick around at Chelsea Football Club. If you're not utilizing him, you've got to let him go. Do you know what I mean? Let him move on and let us get someone that we can utilize. So look, I'm willing to forget all the shenanigans, all the dramas and whatnot. I don't really care. I need him to perform at Chelsea Football Club. And if he doesn't get opportunity, that means we need to sell him because we don't want to utilize him. And if he does get opportunity, I need him to step up. And matches, international matches like that against Saudi Arabia, I don't know whether it does any good for him to be in contention for a starting spot at Chelsea. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know. This is a crucial season for him. If he doesn't work out this season, I think he will have to go. Chelsea are considering moving for Denzel Dumfries in January. They could offer 50 million and then loan him back to Inter until the end of the season. Now, look, I've got no issues with Denzel Dumfries as well. He's a very, very good player. Had a very decent game against Belgium. In fact, Netherlands played really well. And defensively, he's solid. Going forward, he's robust as well. Look, for me, I feel like Reece James in those wing-back positions probably gives us a little bit more. But Denzel Dumfries, he's quite balanced, and you can probably imagine maybe he's gonna get better and better, as he gets, like, he's how old is he? He's like 25 or something like that. Let me have a look. Dumfries age 26. So look, he is slowly getting to his peak, and maybe there is a little bit more development still to happen. And maybe in the Premier League, with the caliber of the competition, it might just get the best out of him. But I feel like, how are we going to utilize him? How are we going to utilize him? Because right now, the way Graham Potter is kind of playing, he's playing with a back three, but then his wing backs are not really wing backs, they're wingers. And he plays it in that manner. They're proper wingers. So I don't really know whether this is actually going to happen, whether this is actually legitimate or not. For me, Dumfries under Thomas Tuchel probably made sense. Under Graham Potter, I don't think this makes sense, because if he comes in, where does Reece James play? Does he play as an RCB? Then we're stacked in RCB. We can't even give Chalobah an opportunity there. Wesley Fofana, Azpilicueta. So I think this is surplus to requirements, and I don't think this is necessary. But as I said, I've got no issues with this particular player. So you guys let me know how you feel about that. Erwan Mendy is back in training today, ladies and gentlemen. So that's good news. It's going to be good competition between him and Kepa. Let's see who gets the starting spot come the end of international break, which is going to be very, very soon. And we should be playing in the upcoming weekend. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. So one to look out for. N'Golo Kante returned to training today as well. That's another fantastic news. I don't want this guy to be rushed back, though. I really, really don't want this guy to be rushed back. I want him to take his time, build up that fitness, and then bits and pieces off the bench first. Slowly build up the minutes and then start. I don't want him to be rushed into a starting spot and then this guy's injured again. So, and one more injury, I think that's it. That will probably be the end of N'Golo Kante for me. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, exciting times that Kante is back, which is great. But at the same time, I'm cautious. I'm cautious as to where this is going to lead. Next up, the exodus continues, ladies and gentlemen. People leaving Chelsea Football Club, and it continues. This guy is apparently sacked. So this isn't one of those cases where the particular individual has found another job, but in this case, they have been sacked. Chelsea are set to make appointments for a sporting director and a technical director, as well as appointment in the medical department. Chelsea head physio Thierry Laurent, who has been working at Chelsea since 2005, was told today on Zoom call by Todd Bowley his services are no longer required. Yeah, so look, I understand when a new ownership takes over, changes are inevitable, and it's going to happen. They want their own people, but a wholesale of changes like that, man, it must be a little bit unsettling for the players as well to see so many people gone and all these new faces, a new set of medical department that's going to come in on top of sporting director and a technical director as well. I mean, look, there's a lot of instability at the moment, and I think once we get all of these people in, there's still going to be a lot of uncertainty. It's going to take a little bit of time to gel everyone together and start feeling comfortable. So turbulent times are still ahead of us. So, and we just need to be patient as a football club, man, because expecting it to all gel together immediately, I think that's unrealistic. But yeah, man, I mean, some of these people are not even expected. They weren't even expected to be sacked. So, and then this is what this particular tweet says from Chelsea Transfer. It is believed that decision came as a shock to Laurent and that he was told the owners want to bring their own person in. Laurent has been employed at Chelsea during the most successful period in the club's history, working with Terry, Lampard, Drogba, and Hazard. This is from The Athletic. So, look, yeah, man, that's it's tough times for some of these people, man. Thierry Laurent gone, head physio. Recently, we heard, the head of the medical department was gone as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, lots of change happening. What I want to hear from you guys in the comment section, let me know about the Trevoh Chalobah situation. Who would you want to see that combination? I think that's the biggest news that's floating around. Let me know your thoughts on Christian Pulisic as well, where you sit in regards to expectation around him this season. Do you keep him? Do you not keep him? What makes you keep him? What makes you let him go? In the comment section below, and all the different changes that's happening in the football club. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, see ya.